Oh, hello.
Oh, hello.
And welcome to the Comic Queens podcast. I'm Alex.
And I'm Annie. And today, Alex and I are taking a break from our TBR, which probably surprises not many people. I think we do that pretty frequently. But today, it's because there's another installment of the Buddy Read.
Yes, I am so excited for this because the Buddy Read, it's getting wild.
It is wild and so creepy. If you have not joined us already on this adventure, right now we are reading My Girlfriend on Webtoon. It is a thriller, and let me tell you, the body horror hasn't gotten better.
No, it has not.
It's absolutely terrifying, and I think we should just absolutely hop into it. Today we're going to be talking through episodes 21 through 30. So another 10 episodes, and the journey that we're on has been the wildest of rides.
Yes, it has. I mean, starting off, we're picking up where Miho is telling Gio all about how she's turning everyone into monsters for him. And I know last time you said that you don't buy it, that you don't believe her. I don't believe anyone. So, could be
Alex
true.
has trust issues.
It could be true. It could be false. I don't know.
That's really the two options.
So, she starts describing to him how the world is going to look once everyone is turned into a monster. And it's pretty eerie what she's describing to him. So she's talking about going to see a famous performer where they're the only two in the audience, or going to an amusement park where it's just them walking through. And yeah, I'm not into it.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I don't think Gio is either. He does not seem interested in this world made for two.
No.
But she says that he's the one who suggested it. And again, I'm calling bullshit.
Yeah, I think that I'm with you now. I don't think that he did say that. But it was a possibility because he forgot his memories.
Yeah, I mean, who's to say, really? I mean, he's not. He has no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
But as they're talking, she's like, all you have to do is love me. That's all you have to do. Love me, and I'll just make everybody under our control. And we'll just have the world that we want.
Easy.
Yeah, easy peasy. And he goes, nope, that's difficult, lemon, difficult.
I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing it. He's like, you literally turn people into monsters. Internal dialogue. He's trying to, keep this to himself, though I think his face says it all.
Yeah, the facial expressions are just giving him away. He really needs to learn a poker face.
Yeah, he's struggling. And, to be fair, if you found out that you had a monster in front of you and that you were also a monster, hey, surprise, you're also a monster.
Yeah.
You'd kind of probably look like you're shitting your pants a little bit.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, it's almost exactly what he looks like.
So she asks him to move in with her. And while all of this is happening, we do kind of flash back and forth to Officer Gong. And he is trying to do some investigating of his own to figure out what's going on because he is not buying anything either.
Yeah, he's like, why am I having to cover this kind of stuff up? This should be front page news that people are dying in a van, tied up in the back. And, I have this poor wife who's lost her husband, who's like, I know that he didn't do this as an attempt on his life.
Okay, question. In the previous readings, did you realize that the people were still alive in the car?
No.
I didn't either. That was surprising to me. I thought it was all people who had been killed by monsters, gathered up, and taken to the car. So hearing that it was people tied up or willingly going, I was shocked.
Yeah, I was too. But he's looking into this. He's like, he at least has the motivation now. He has this wife who's mourning the loss of her husband, giving over dash cam footage from her car. And she's just like, please figure something out. No one else is looking into this. It doesn't make any sense to me. And it doesn't make any sense to him either. But he gets caught doing his research. And by none other than, I believe, the chief of police, who he's been aggravatingly looking for a promotion from.
Yeah.
And getting looked over every single time.
And he uses that to kind of explain away why he's doing extra work by saying, well, you know, I'm trying to get on your good side so I can get that promotion. And she kind of alludes to the fact that he will be getting a promotion. He just needs to hang in there.
Yeah.
We also see a flashback to Miho's first interaction with the monsters and what happened to her, how she kind of became who she is. And she was pretty young when it happened. She was in elementary school, out with a couple of her friends. They're poking a log, and out come these little monsters who attack both of her friends. And then her friends turn to her and call her mom, which, yeah, traumatizing.
Absolutely. They also seem to have passed away because it looks like they're at some sort of like a summer camp or something similar. And the police come in and they have like 2 bodies that they have to cover up. And you just see like she is absolutely mortified.
Yeah.
Like she's looking at all of this in terror. And unfortunately in the flashback, it continues through time. It hasn't improved. She's throwing up these monsters, and they even infect her parents.
Yeah. And they don't infect her parents until she's in middle school, though. So some time does go by, and she's infecting people at school. She infects her parents, and she's trying to figure out kind of just how to get by.
Yeah. And kind of just relates again, and you're kind of trying to piece it together. She keeps saying that Gio's different. He understands her.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm seeing Gio's face. I don't think he understands you.
He is different because he keeps his memories. And, well, I guess some of the monsters do keep their memories. It's more that he is not under her control like everyone else. So where everyone else goes, Mom, and then is immediately like, what would you like me to do? He's not.
Yeah, which, I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't want my friends calling me Mom either. So, you know, I mean, he's at least got that going for him. But after that, you do see that Gio gets back home. He's like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to the hotel with you. I'm going to go back to my place. And he's looking in the mirror for signs that he's a monster. And he does find, like, a stitch in his head that insinuates that the monster had already infected his brain. And he kind of goes a little crazy.
Yeah. Do you... well, I guess we do get there. Never mind.
So he's looking at himself in the mirror, just honestly disgusted. And he's really just trying to think through how many monsters there must be now. He's like, I don't even know. But he's pondering this and like kind of zoning out while he's in public. But he's waiting for the phone to get repaired. The one that Miho had that was broken in the car crash at the very beginning. So the phone gets repaired. Gio actually sees that there are at least 2,800 entries that are just detailing all of the different people that have been turned into monsters and what their command was. So she's documented, like, I told this person to assist Gio with his schoolwork. And I told this person to be his friend and ask these kinds of questions. And I mean, just detailed logs. And he's just like, there's no way it's just 2,800 people because Miho has been converting people into monsters since this phone has broken. So it's just, the number just keeps going up.
Yeah.
And now he's like in complete terror, trying to figure out what the number could possibly be.
He also sees that Yaren was a monster too, which kind of answers the question of why he killed her.
Yeah. You know, it's very interesting. But he does start to get those flashbacks, and he remembers the scene of killing Yaren, and who's there but Miho, and she's laughing in the background. So, very creepy.
Then Gio goes over to Miho's apartment, and we see the most terrifying picture ever.
Oh my God. Like, this is not for the faint of heart. It's very disturbing. And Gio doesn't see it right away when he gets into the house. But he does go over. They're trying to talk things through. And Miho says that she's trying to help Gio get his memories back.
Yeah.
That's extremely important to her. Of like, you need to remember.
You need to remember that you asked me to do this so that we can be together.
Yeah. Because otherwise you're going to think I'm crazy.
Yeah.
You couldn't possibly think I'm crazy now.
It sounds like it's working and he's convincing her. But then she kind of realizes when she shows him the picture that it didn't actually work. And he's still not believing her.
Mm-hmm. And Miho does say, like, you've been running away for a really long time. It's nice that you'll listen to me, but she knows. She knows that he's doing it just to try to, like, butter her up or something else, just to get closer and try to suss out his actual feelings. And yeah, I mean, again, the poker face, not doing too hot. He sees this picture. He is in a complete panic. His eyes are bugging out of his head.
Yeah. He also tries to gauge, like, how to harm her. So he asks about the injury with getting hit by the car and her arm. And you see the gash in her arm from when she got run over by the car. And he's kind of in his head thinking, all right, well, what kind of bodily harm do I need to do to her to, like, make sure that she dies? Like, do I have to do a headshot? What's going on? Do I have to, like, sever the body?
Yeah. Unfortunately, Miho catches on pretty quickly and goes, wow, you haven't really changed.
Yeah.
She goes, okay, we're going to have to try this again another time, but you're going to have to come with me. And a big group of monsters comes out of the door from her apartment. And she then holds him, not at gunpoint because it's a screwdriver.
At drill point.
And says, you have to come with me now. And immediately they are dragging him to the hospital.
Yeah. Then we flash over to Iriang, and she is listening to the conversation that happened earlier between Gio and Miho. So she's kind of figuring out pieces like, oh, Gio is her weakness. That's how I'm going to get to her, is by using him. So she's formulating her own plans. We're seeing flashbacks from her where she is trying to take control of some of these monsters. And you see that they're using those helmets too to try and make sure that the monsters can't get in or out, and realizes that actually doesn't work.
Yeah. I didn't think that, like, a motorcycle helmet was really going to rectify the situation.
Oh my gosh. Seeing Iriang without the helmet and without her dyed hair and looking like an absolutely insane lunatic is one of my favorite panels because she just looks deranged.
She is deranged.
Yeah.
This was possibly the biggest plot twist for me so far.
Yeah.
In the entire story. Because, I'm not gonna lie, I was sitting here kind of vouching for her. I'm like, she's trying to get rid of the monsters. They, like, killed her family or something. Maybe that's why she's, like, playing this game and trying to see if Gio's a monster. No, it's because she wants to be able to control the monsters. It's like a jealousy thing.
Yeah. So you see that she's using the monsters at first to get more money. So she's taking over their bodies and their lives and using it to enter the lottery and win the lottery. She's having them work for her, and she's trying to do her own hunt, like you said, of Miho, and just trying to make sure that she's the one on top and in control. And she's, like, doing the roll around in money thing. So, I mean, really, that was a twist.
Yeah, I did not expect it. And I gotta say, I'm a little disappointed in her. I expected better of you.
I didn't. I thought, well, I mean, I didn't expect this, but I don't trust anyone.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Alex is perfect. Alex always has the better theories. You know, the cat's grandma. I trust no one.
Top theory. I mean, really, if you're gonna read or watch a mystery, it's best to just go in with a strong, I don't trust anyone or anything.
Yeah, I mean, until you've got more information to go off of, that makes sense. But they do show that Iriang is seeing Miho and Gio interact at school together. And this is when she kind of puts together that Miho's weakness is Gio. She hasn't quite figured out. And so in the scenes prior, when we see Ir-Yang trying to feel out what Gio's relationship to Miho is, she is completely in the dark. She's like, I can't tell if he's a monster. I can't tell if he's just some poor idiot who's gotten tricked by Miho into falling in love. But she's like, all I can tell you is that it's obvious Miho genuinely has feelings for me or for Gio. And I'm going to use that to my advantage.
Okay, so then we cut and we see Miho is taking Gio by force through the use of some of her bodyguards who are like middle school linking arms with him.
Red Rover style.
Yes. And we don't know where they're going yet, but we're going to find out.
Yeah. You also see that the chief of police comes over to the officer Gong and says, we should go get some air together. And I wanted to tell you that I'm going to give you some cheerful news. You are getting a promotion this time. You're not getting passed up.
Finally.
Everything that you've worked hard for, all you have to do is go and get this physical. Make sure that you're like all good to go. And then you've got the job.
Yeah. When they said he needed an endoscopy, I kind of thought that seems wrong.
Yeah. It's not really part of a routine physical. Maybe he was just too excited about the prospect of finally getting the promotion since it's everything that he worked for.
Yeah, I mean, I know. And he was so suspicious before. And now he's just kind of like, who cares? I'm getting a promotion.
I know. He threw it all out the window. But he does lay down and he's just thinking to himself, he's like, man, where could I go in life with this promotion? I could be a lieutenant. And then he goes to sleep because they're putting him under for his routine surgery, ? But unfortunately, it's not a routine surgery.
Well, it is. It's just not the routine he wanted.
This is not the routine anybody's expecting. The surgeons in the hospital are implanting the monsters.
Yeah. Into everyone's brain. Then when they wake up, they immediately hear Miho's voice and see her on the TV, and she is telling them what to do. So she immediately asks them, do you have any missing memories? They respond if they do or not. She asks, does this impact your day-to-day life? Yes or no? And we see nurses kind of taking notes to see if everything is normal or not. And then she says, all right, go about your normal business until I call you into action. And so that's what she's been doing. After this, Miho tells everyone over the loudspeaker to dance like a flash mob. Crazy. And almost everyone in the hospital is. And then when everyone is, they say, or she gets on and says, okay, anyone who's not dancing, take them and have them get surgery.
Yep.
So Gio is just kind of realizing, oh, shit. This is a lot worse than I thought it was.
It's a full-blown operation. She's running a tight ship out here.
Yeah.
And she is making sure that everyone is getting converted over to being a monster.
I mean, really, the efficiency, she's on top of it.
Yeah, great project planner. Not that she'll need that if she's in control of literally everybody.
Yeah.
But you do see her look at Gio and she's like, look, you're running out of places to hide. I love you. Okay. Just accept my love.
Yeah.
This is just how it's going to be. Everyone's a monster. And it's just me and you because we're the only two who think independently. So I think you're just going to have to get over it.
Yeah. So then she kind of forces him to go on like a weird little vacation with her where they're at this hotel. All of the people working at the hotel are the monsters, and she is like, you can tell them to do whatever you want. You can get all this food that you want. You can get anything. And he kind of makes it seem like he's going crazy, with power and saying like, oh, I want the finest sweets in all of the country, and I want this person to dance weird with some fruit on their head, and just kind of giving really, really weird, crazy requests to make it seem like he's realizing that Miho was right and they should be controlling everyone and on top of the world.
Yeah, he's trying to lean into it as best he can. And at this point, he does a somewhat convincing job. But I mean, he's like chugging bottles of wine. They're swimming in the pool in their clothes. And they do kiss at one point. And you see that he throws up pretty immediately afterwards.
He is able to play it off, though, that it's just because he's drunk. And if you count the wine bottles that they had, there are 7 wine bottles that I can see in one of these panels. So I think it's easy for him to lie about that one, or it might not even have been a lie. He could have really been sick, because 7 wine bottles, that's a lot for 2 people.
That is a lot of wine. I'm sorry. Not to be judgmental, but,
not judging, sitting, just saying I couldn't do it.
You know what? Good for you. But don't recommend it. So you see that he's still kind of fishing for information. Mm-hmm. He's like, how'd you do this? Like, how many people do you think you've turned over by now? And, he's like, wow, it was a stroke of genius. How'd you come up with the idea of having them surgically implant the monsters into people? And, he's kind of playing to the, wow, you must have been so lonely. That's why you're banking on having me around. It's not settling in for him. She's like, I just don't think you're ready yet. And she's still really hesitant.
Yeah, and she kind of takes it in another direction too, because then she's like, well, yeah, I was lonely, but also I had my toy that I could play with. So while I didn't have you, I still had something to keep me entertained. And you find out that toy is Iriang. So she has known the entire time that Iriang is trying to have her own set of monsters and be the ultimate person in power.
And she just finds it funny.
Yeah.
I think because Miho knows that to the extent that it's gotten, there's no way it's happening.
Yeah. Iriang doesn't know at this point how big the operation is.
Yeah. And unfortunately, she figures it out. She sees the footage. It like flashes over. You see Iriang seeing the footage from the hospital of the flash mob and them dragging these individuals away to surgically implant these monsters into their brains. And she starts freaking out. She's like profusely sweating. She's crying. And she's talking to the only monsters that she does control. And she just goes, take me to the airport. We've got to go now.
Yeah. It's panic. And then on the way to the airport, she starts second guessing herself and thinking, does Miho have people at the airport? What if I can't get out of the country that way? How am I going? Then she's realizing too, oh, Miho knew what I was doing. Has she just been messing with me this whole time? And the answer is yes.
The answer is absolutely yes. Geo, however, calls her up. They're in the car and Iriang's trying to get to the airport and trying to think through everything. And who calls but Geo? So she answers. And Geo is losing his mind. He starts spilling all the beans. He's like, Iriang, I know you know that Miho's a monster. You've got to help me kill her. I've got no idea what I'm doing, but I know that you were trying to create your own monsters, so you know at least how to kill them or control them or something. Help me, because I'm freaking out.
And at first, she is thinking that this is a test or a trap. Mm-hmm. And so she tells Geo, no, I don't know what you're talking about. Did you and Miho get in a fight? That's so weird. And he just keeps going at it. He's like, no, you know what I'm talking about. You know she's a monster and I need your help. And if you don't help me, I'm going to expose you to her.
Mm-hmm. And he's telling all of the secrets, like, hey, they have this special operation at the hospital that's making it so that all of the people are turning into monsters at a rapid rate. Anybody who's going in for annual doctor's visits, anybody. So Ir-Yang says that she's going to create some sort of a diversion at the hospital. And you realize that the reason she's doing this is she's a little pissed at Geo. She's like, how could you be upset when you are next to this person who controls everything, can give you anything you wanted?
All she wanted was power.
Yeah. And so Ir-Yang's a little jealous. I think it kind of pisses her off a little bit. But she goes, you know what? If Geo's still not under this control, then he's at least the perfect ransom that I can hold on to. So I've got to get myself a hostage. And so she's only agreeing to participate because, again, she's coveting that power.
She's trying to see how she can use this to her advantage. I personally don't think it's going to work out for her.
Yeah.
I just think Miho is too powerful at this point.
I mean, she is. It's widespread.
Yeah.
It's a widespread problem. A little bit of an epidemic, if you will. And, you know, Geo's still kind of trying to pick at Miho's brain. You know, he was gone for a long time in the bathroom having this conversation on the phone. He's trying not to look suspicious. So they go to their hotel room and they're just talking.
She's like, okay, I'm going to continue to work on you getting your memories back. So let's just talk about our past.
And so she reenacts basically the moment that she realizes that Geo's monster didn't take.
Yeah.
Like, she's replaced the monster and replaced the monster because he still retained all of his memories and he's not under control. And she's like, you know what? You're unique. You're just not going to be under control. You're just like me. And she's confused about it, but it's very exciting to her. Mm-hmm. The prospect of having somebody to actually interact with, not somebody constantly looking to follow what you say or anything else, somebody who can challenge you.
Somebody who doesn't want to call you mom.
Independent. Yeah. I will say that's important.
Geo's not excited about this, though. He runs away and he goes and hides back in his own apartment. And I gotta say, I really related to Miho at this point as a monster. Because she says...
I'm sorry, are you calling yourself the monster?
You know, who's to say?
Aren't we all
Aren't we all a little bit? But she says, don't you ever watch cartoons or movies? All the problems start when people don't talk. And I'm giving her snaps for that one.
You're like, she's paying attention.
Yeah, I'm like, someone is listening to me, finally.
Someone else hates the miscommunication trope just as much as I do. Yeah, that part was very funny. You said that. I was like, I've never related to Miho so far. So that was a little slim pickings for me.
That was it for me. I mean, nothing else, luckily.
Luckily. I think if we related on other levels, we'd be in some serious trouble.
Yeah.
But who comes home while Miho's trying to confront Geo other than Geo's mother? Mm-hmm. Who's very confused as to why Miho has blood on her mouth and Geo has blood on his head.
Yeah.
And the mom pushes Miho over and like closes her and Geo in the apartment together. She's like, what happened? We've got to go get you help. Like, this is not okay.
Yeah.
And they rush into the elevator. They don't see Miho at the time, but that's because Miho was going to get her parents, who are then like, oh, come here. I'll whisper to you what happened.
Which, I mean, if anyone said that to me, absolutely not.
A stranger?
Yell at me across the parking lot. I don't want to get that close to you.
Get like an intercom.
Get a megaphone.
You can do it from outside the building while I'm inside.
If there's a parking lot that maybe echoes.
We can just echolocate it to each other. Yeah, I mean, I'm not about to have a random stranger whisper in my ear. That is not happening. But
she accepts it.
She does eventually let the dad whisper in her ear. Right away, she shuts it down. She's like, you need to tell me straight what the hell's going on. And they come up with this story that Geo came over to deliver the rice cakes that were made for them as the new neighbors. And it seemed like Geo and Miho were kind of fooling around because the parents caught them and Geo fell. And then the mom is like, Geo, how could you do that? And this is the moment I was like, everyone's doomed.
Yeah. I mean, she won't listen to him at all.
Yeah.
He's saying, we have to get out of here. We don't need to go to the hospital. We just need to leave. And then he's saying, like, this isn't what happened. I'm telling you, believe me, that is not what happened. And she doesn't believe him.
I know.
She takes him to the hospital. And who shows up at the hospital? Mio.
And her parents.
And she kind of says to Gio, like, I want to be your friend. He asks, what do you want from me? And she says, you're the only person who I can talk to. I want to be your friend.
You see, this is true. It does give you a flashback of Miho's life from elementary school on, just constantly losing the people around her. The people who haven't been turned into monsters already think that she's crazy because everyone that hangs out with her starts acting weird and different. They're like, she's haunted, just stay away. And it really is like a lonely existence for her. And you do see, at least if this isn't like an incorrect portrayal of her memory, you do see that Miho didn't want to turn these people into the monsters. She involuntarily vomits up these monsters. And they just go to the nearest source that they have to.
At least at first, because then we see Gio's first plan, which his plan hasn't changed. This is the first time that he's doing it, though. He's saying, all right, I'm going to, get her guard down. I'm going to get close to her. I'm going to see what she wants and how I can handle this. And so he realizes when she's telling her backstory that she wants sympathy and wants him to understand why she's doing what she's doing. And he says, what do you want? And Miho says that she wants to turn people into monsters so that she can find other people like them. So her ultimate goal is to just not be alone.
Yeah. So I know that you sympathized with her in saying that miscommunication is a terrible way to go about things. But I'm not gonna lie, I started to feel a little bit of sympathy for her.
Yeah.
In this moment. I mean, she's a monster. Like, plain and simple. She's a monster. She's turning everybody else into a monster. But she didn't choose to be this monster. She didn't choose to start turning people into monsters. And I really think it just drove her into a madness of her being completely unable to think clearly. Because what are you supposed to do? Like, all of your friends come up to you and start calling you mom. Your parents come up to you and call you mom. You raise yourself as an elementary school student and onward. And you just have to, like, survive on your own. It was genuinely pretty sad.
Yeah, it is. But she still has to go.
I know. I know she does. But, like, as a parent, I read it and I was like, if my daughter was by herself, she would want friends. I have a very social child.
She is very social.
So imagine being that and then not having any choice because everyone's following you around thinking that you know everything and you just want support.
Yeah, but she is killing everyone on a systematic level.
Yeah.
So,
and you know what we're still not seeing here is Gio being the one who asked her to turn the entire world into monsters.
And at this point, I think if he did ask, he was doing it under his, like, I'm gonna get close to her and I'm gonna tell her what she wants to hear so that I can eventually take her down.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say if he ever came to a point where he did sympathize with her. We saw the picture. That picture when they're in her apartment and he's kissing the monster part sticking out of her mouth.
That's true. You know what? I'm gonna place my bets on the end and say that they're gonna, everyone's gonna fight and battle it out and we're gonna see who lasts in the end. And in the end, Gio's gonna get his memories back and he's gonna remember that he did want to kill everyone and just be with Miho, and they're gonna do it. They're gonna make it happen.
You know what? That's genius. My bets are there too. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's super far off. This one, though, has thrown me for a loop. I feel like every time we're doing one of these installments, like a new development, I'm like, I hate that person. Oh, I feel bad for that person. I know something else is going to happen where I'm going to be like, wow, remember when I was feeling bad for her?
Yeah.
Like Damien Thies. And I'm just going to have it smacked right back in my face.
Yeah.
It happens to the best of us.
It really does. I mean, this one has just been twists and turns at every place. I can't wait to find out what happens next.
Yeah. It's going to be fun. Now, I will say we're mostly caught up on this series now. So there's only like a couple outstanding episodes. And obviously, since we do this in bigger installments, we're not going to be doing it for a little bit. So there's going to be a lot happening in the background. And I think that there's enough room for a lot more twists and turns.
It's the perfect time for you all to start reading this series. If you haven't yet, let us know your theories. We need to hear it.
Yeah. I mean, there's not really another option. We've got to know. All the theories. If someone's a cat, if someone's a grandma, if someone's a monster, if someone's not a monster.
Everyone's a monster.
Trust no one.
If you take one thing from this episode, trust no one.
And communicate clearly. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you all so much for joining us on another installment of our Buddy Read. If you don't already, be sure to follow us on Instagram. We do a lot of updates about our new episodes when they're posting, what we're reading this week. And we love to hear from you all for different suggestions. But we are looking forward to talking to you all on the next one.
Goodbye.
Bye.